Jose Vasquez. Okay, 25 years old. Okay, and you said that this morning when you walked up in here, we're in our pro bono law firm right now with Dewey and LaBeouf, our awesome, very awesome pro bono volunteer law firm. And you walked up in this building and you said that. What'd you say?
Yeah, I've never been in such a fancy building, a nice, uh, prime location. I've never been in something like
How does
that.
it make you feel?
Not overwhelmed, but happy. I was just like, I can't believe I'm
Why?
experiencing this.
Why happy?
Because it's an opportunity to experience things I've never seen, and I'm experiencing it.
So, how did we find you?
We actually met at a focus group at Osborne.
Yep, Osborne Association is one of our referral partners and a great organization that offers reentry services.
Yes, ma'am.
And after getting released from prison in February
Yes, ma'am.
of this year, February 1st, you went through some programs there at Osborne. And we were very impressed with Jose because of the 15 guys in the room, he was one that stood out. At the age of 25, you weren't currently employed when we met you. You were just about to start a job, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about that job.
I'm a debt collector.
So you make phone calls
Yes,
to
ma'am.
collect debt.
Yes, ma'am. I commute 3 hours a day.
3 hours a day
Yeah.
on the bus.
Yes, ma'am.
And the
train and bus.
train and bus to get there and back. Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely not the best job, but it's a job.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I sacrifice.
And after a life of hustling,
Yeah, I know. And
why not go back to some more hustle?
Yeah, and I was actually speaking to Ryan about this yesterday after our meeting yesterday.
Uh-huh.
It took me 3.5 hours to get up there one way, and I was having like a breakdown. Yeah.
Why? What happened?
Well, I missed a bus and it runs hourly.
Oh.
So I kind of feel it's kind of like an addiction to not go back. So I'm standing at the bus stop saying to myself, "Don't go back, don't go back." But then on my other side, I have, "Go back. You're not. This is not you.
Right.
Don't do the right thing. Do this."
Right.
But I got through it. I ended up going to work. I kind of calmed down and realized that everything is a test.
Right.
So.
Now you served 2 years in the feds.
Yes, ma'am.
For conspiracy to sell drugs.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you were previously a drug dealer.
Yes, ma'am.
And you served time in the feds in Massachusetts.
Yes, ma'am. At a holding facility for the federal government.
Okay. And then you decided to move to New York, where you now live with your grandmother.
Yes, ma'am.
Where you know nobody else.
Where I know
basically.
no one else.
Why'd you make that tough decision to move away from all of your networks and everyone that you knew?
Well, I figured because I'm from Providence, Rhode Island. It's very small. I figured if I do go back, I would be sucked back into what I used to do, and I'm more than certain I would have. It's definitely because you have so many challenges ahead of you, and it's hard to find opportunities. Mm-hmm. That's why I believe in your program so much. Mm-hmm. So I decided to come to New York and see what New York has to offer.
Okay.
Which has a lot more than from where I'm from.
Mm-hmm. It's a little scary to be here though and not know anyone and have to figure out the subway system. And
you're looking
not
out.
Even have a job at first.
Not even have a job, exactly. So.
So I mean, you went to Osborne because you were hungry to learn anything.
Exactly.
Anything to make ends meet. And now you commute. And how much do you get paid at your current job?
$10.50 an hour.
$10.50 an hour. That's pretty hard. How many hours a day do you work?
9.
9 hours on the phone.
Yep.
So you're working your butt off and commuting because you just.
I need to do it. You're more employable when you're employed.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. And you're taking time out of your busy day yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Yes,
to come hang out with us at our board meeting and our advisory board meeting.
Yes,
why are you so motivated to show up at Defy? I mean, you hardly know anything about it so far. What excites you about the opportunity with Defy?
Well, just the opportunity of being involved with a great program and a great cause. Really, that's my main focus. Even I hope something does obviously happen for me, but if not for me, maybe for the next person and the next person and the next person. So if I could put my 2 cents in, why not do it?
When you say a great cause, define that. Why is this a great cause in your eyes?
Because people like me or with people with records, it's so hard to just get opportunities. It's amazing. And so before I left prison, I'm like, yeah, it's not going to be hard. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be all right. I don't know about you guys. So I try to stay positive, but after I came out and I'm in a big city, I don't know anyone, you know what? It is hard. Mm-hmm. It is a challenge. Mm-hmm. And it really does test you. Mm-hmm. It does test you to not go back. And it is everyday struggle.
Right. And you came from a family where a lot of people have done time or have been involved in the
Yes,
drug
ma'am.
trade. This is just what people do,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
In your family.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I have obviously two families.
yeah.
My mother's side is straight and narrow. My father's side is into the drug business.
Uh-huh.
So that's how I got involved.
But for you to really step away from all the family patterns that you were
Yeah,
raised with, it's not
definitely
easy.
a challenge. And,
Do you know many other people like you who like leave prison? A lot of people leave prison and say they're going to do the right thing, right?
Mhm.
They don't want to go back to prison.
Mhm.
What happens after people get out?
They go right back.
Why?
Because
Right back, like day one. What happens?
what happens is they come out with the right mindset. So they come out with the mind that I had. Oh, it's going to be easy. It's not going to be a challenge. So when they do feel adversity and challenges, they just resort to going right back. And it's so convenient, especially if they're back home where they know everyone.
Right.
So that's
Well,
why
it's sometimes the set off can be something as minor as the 3.5 hour
and you are
ride
right.
yesterday, right? It's like having to wait. You miss a bus, and then you're like, I'm sitting here at the bus stop to go make $10.50 an hour for a job that I can't stand doing right now
Exactly.
anyway. That I don't believe in what I'm doing.
Exactly.
It would be so much easier to what?
Yeah.
What would be so much easier?
Make one phone call. Tell them I'm gonna send this person here. Go do this.
What do you think?
Make money.
What do you think? Don't exaggerate here. What would be the opportunity if you made one phone call? What would be your best opportunity? Like, how much could you make in one transaction?
Easily over $1,000.
In one phone call.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
And you said something that you started selling drugs in high school.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What, in high school?
Yes, ma'am.
And you said something about your finances when you were doing that. How much were you making?
Well, in high school, I was making. Well, I think it was pretty good. At first, I was probably making $500 a week.
Uh huh.
Then
How young were you?
it's probably
14?
no, I think I might have been 15 when I started.
Yeah.
So that wasn't, and then obviously over time it grew.
Uh-huh.
So it got to the point where I was making probably like $1,500 a day.
$1,500 a day.
Yes, ma'am.
When you went to prison, I mean, a lot of people probably talk about selling drugs and how to do it better, right?
Yes,
like
ma'am.
Prison university.
Yeah, prison
criminal
university.
Like
Yes,
it
ma'am.
teaches you how to become a better criminal if that's what you want.
Yes, ma'am.
I bet you picked up a couple tricks in there.
Yeah, of course. You meet all types of people from all over the world, and so when you go to prison, maybe you sold this, and you meet a person that supplied this.
Right.
So you build a bond, and he's telling you, "Oh, let's do this," but you honestly need to realize that it's not the life. So this whole time, whatever I did do, I saved, but I lived a life of fear.
Uh-huh.
So everywhere I went, I couldn't hear a car come up like, so there's no point of being a drug dealer.
You
So
don't have to. Well, there is a point. $1,500
Well, yeah,
a day is a point, right? Especially
Yeah.
when now $1,500 down to $10.50 an hour and waiting
Yeah.
for 3.5 hours for your
exactly.
for your
But
commute.
yeah, after you get incarcerated and you get a lawyer bill for $35,000, and then you have to do time, and then you lose everything.
Uh-huh.
At the end of the day, and I know it's hard to accept. Obviously, who doesn't want to make $1,500 a day?
Right. Well, when you went to prison, so you were 22, right? When you
Yes,
got
ma'am.
in. I mean, did you see it as a badge of honor? It's often seen as a badge of honor, like just earning your stripes. So
Yeah.
it's what you got to do.
Not to lie, it is kind of like, all right, well, I did do what I did, and I'm gonna do my time.
Uh-huh.
So even when I went into prison, I wasn't scared because I've been around this for so long, and I knew what had to be done.
It's just a
This-
rite of passage.
Yeah, you have to
when
do your
you
time,
grow
and
up in
that's
that environment, just what.
it. Exactly. It's not something that. So you do this, and that's it.
So it almost seems like it could be a cool thing going in, but then, what does it do to your dignity or yourself? Like when you're actually there, how you feel about yourself as a man.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. You're being told what to do every day. So you go from living a life where you have no boss to going to some person who tells you when to go to sleep, feeds you whatever they want, tells you when to shower, locks you up whenever they want. So it is definitely hard.
Mm-hmm.
It is definitely hard. And you have a good point about people having this sense of pride.
Yeah.
Like I feel a lot of young people like, yeah, I did time. No, man, it's not cool to do time.
It's not cool, but it sometimes takes doing time to realize that it's not cool
Yeah.
to do time. And one of the things that our staff immediately picked up on with you at the focus group is that you had a lot more humility than a lot of other people do,
Oh,
and that you're willing to put in that hard work, and that's what we look for in a prospective Defy client. Okay, so you hardly know anything about Defy, but tell me, if you had to explain to somebody what is Defy Ventures. Tell me what it is. Give it your best shot.
With-
Let's see how well we communicated to you.
All right. With the little knowledge that I do have, just feel you guys are looking for the best of the best that really want to work. Honest people that have changed their ways. And give them an opportunity. Show them new things. Show me a little bit of etiquette yesterday. Stuff
Right.
with know how to know your water on the right hand side and your bread. So
Right.
this stuff is great. Just off that, you guys are a great program. You guys are very nice people. You treated me very nice. Your whole staff has. And like I said, I really believe that you guys are ready to help, and you guys are just looking for the best of the best.
So it's just it looks like an opportunity, a good hand up,
Yeah, to me it
a
seems
step
like
up,
yeah,
not a handout.
no, yeah, exactly.
Do you want to become an entrepreneur? That hasn't
course.
come out of your mouth yet.
Of course.
Do you think you already are an entrepreneur
in my ways?
in your ways?
Yeah.
Because you ran your own.
Yes, ma'am.
Your own drug trade,
Yes, ma'am.
and you were pretty good at it as a kid.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Mhm.
So, do you have an idea for what kind of business you want to start?
I have quite a few ideas, just not one solid one yet.
That's okay. You don't have to come to the program with a set idea.
Okay.
But how much? I mean, like, if when you think about your future,
Mhm.
your whole future is ahead of you. So, how important is it to you that you will become an entrepreneur versus getting a good career?
It's actually very important because at some point I would like to help people in my shoes,
Uh huh.
young people that
How would you help them?
give them jobs.
Really?
Give them jobs and explain to them things. Show them things. Because when you grow up in some neighborhoods, you're so stuck to one life
Uh huh.
and you don't leave. So all a person needs is opportunity to see and explore and see what's out there.
Hmm.
So.
And if
that's
you could have any, like, think of instead of just entrepreneurship, if you could have a dream career right now, what would that be?
Well, it has to be pay well.
Yes,
But-
money is important,
Yeah.
right? What define
can't
pay
get-
well?
I don't know. Probably something where you can have a nice apartment, a nice car, and pay your bills. Nothing too
Right.
fancy.
So, like a $5,000 a month apartment.
No, that might be a bit much. But
Uh-huh.
to rent in New York, you might have a studio for that.
Right.
But yeah, something to live decent. And
Wait, are you not in a decent place right now? Is it decent right now?
well, my grandmother's place is the best place in the world. Just in case she ever sees this, but yeah, it's all right. But I rent a room there, so
Oh, you pay her rent.
yeah. Well, I don't have to.
Yeah.
I do.
What do you pay for rent?
$500.
$500.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a pretty big bill.
Well, it comes with love, food,
Yes.
and plenty of hugs and kisses. So
Oh, it doesn't
Priceless.
sound like it gets any
Yeah.
better than that.
that's right. It's the
I don't
best
know why
place.
you'd ever leave grandma's.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so you need to be able to make money to pay for rent and food. Okay, do you need a car? You're in Manhattan.
Yeah. Well, with this job that I have.
Oh, right now.
Yeah,
but,
right now. Yeah. So
But if you get a better career.
Oh yeah, I
right?
wouldn't need a job
Okay,
here in Manhattan,
you
which
don't
is
need,
great.
you don't need a car in Manhattan.
Yes, ma'am.
So how much would you need to make an hour? Do you think? Like, what would make you happy from a financial standpoint? Like, I'm not talking like
Mhm.
$1 million a year. Of course, that would make you happy. But
Yeah,
what's
of
a
course.
baseline that would anything above 1050? That's not commuting 3 hours a day. Is that
Of
it?
course.
Yeah?
Well, that would definitely make me happy.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how long it would keep me happy, but
Uh-huh.
it would definitely make me happier.
Okay. Let's see. Hold on. I have some more questions here. What am I missing?
Stop for a
Sorry, I
second.
saw you ask